Good morning. It's my first day in Gros Morne National Park, and it is an absolutely gorgeous day already. I think I'm going to go for a swim to wake up, and then go do some hiking, maybe climb a mountain. So, I gotta say, being here is pretty exciting for me, because coming to Gros Morne has been one of my dreams since I was about, I want to say 12 years old. I remember multiple times back then I was just starting to get interested in the news, and I'd watch the National with my dad, and all of the Newfoundland and Labrador tourism ads would always come on, and there was one of them in particular with these incredible flyover shots of Gros Morne, and they just stuck with me, and something in my head told me, you know, I need to go there. I will be there someday. So I'm 24 years old now. It's been almost basically half my life since I've been thinking I want to come here. So I gotta say, it's really, really exciting to be here. I mean, look at these mountains. That was a cold swim. Well, I can officially say I've now swum in both the Pacific and the Atlantic Oceans. But yeah, holy shit, that was cold. I don't think I stayed in there more than a minute. Now I'm gonna go make some breakfast and then figure out what I want to hike first today. So I've got a lot of big hikes I want to do here in Gros Morne. Three big ones are do the Tablelands, Gros Morne Mountain, and the Western Brook Pond hike. But they're all pretty gnarly, and so I figured I should probably warm up something a little smaller. So I was just at the Discovery Center, and now I'm doing what's called the Lookout Trail, which isn't very big, but which is definitely going to help me get my cardio up and get my legs together again. It's been a while since I've done some big hikes, so there you go. I'm a little annoyed though, because it's absolutely beautiful today, but it's probably supposed to be rainy, so hopefully when I do the Tablelands it won't be, but we'll see. So speaking of the Tablelands, you can kind of see them there behind me. I basically do all the way along that upper ridge before coming back down. It's gonna be about a 8-hour hike. Yeah. So kind of funny, I just finished my hike, had no problems, and then I got to the bottom of the van door, started putting stuff in, and crushed my thumb in the van door. So I went over to the Parks Canada building to see if they had any ice. They didn't have ice. They had a big chunk of frozen cod that was caught yesterday, and they were just like, here, have this, keep it, cook it for dinner. So free dinner. I guess I should crush my thumb more often, probably. Maybe not. So I started working my way up the Tablelands about an hour ago. I'm now off of the marked trail and working my way to the top, following the completely unmarked trail, quote unquote. There's a lot of, like, I don't know how to put it, not even footprints, but like worn grass and worn mud and rocks and stuff in places that give away kind of where you're supposed to go. But yeah, I'm going all the way up those cliffs there. I go all the way up those and then loop around to the top there, and then I'll come back down somewhere around back there where I'm parked, coming down next to a waterfall. Let's hope I don't get lost. So the trail started to disappear on me a bit, but thankfully, according to the map, I just follow this nice simple stream all the way up to that snow patch, and I'm gonna basically go around the left side of it and then I'll hit the top. Also, you might notice the rocks here are kind of a really interesting kind of orangish brown color.
It's actually really cool, the history here. This is one of the only spots on the planet where the Earth's mantle is actually exposed. And it was partly because of the Tablelands here and Gros Morne in general, a lot of the rock formations, that they were able to prove the theories of plate tectonics. So yeah, a little bit of geological insight into what I'm doing. Kind of cool. See you from the top. Alright, so I'm starting my descent down from the Tablelands into what's called the bowl, which you can kind of see behind me. That's the, it's kind of this, well, it's literally a bowl, but that's the area you go down into. And good timing. I had perfect weather until about 20 minutes ago, and now it's starting to be real gnarly and cloudy. And I think we're gonna get that rain and thunder shower they were forecasting. So thankfully it held off until I was pretty much done, so we'll get a ton of time lapses done. But yeah. Now, time to try and make it down before the rain hits. This is definitely not the actual way down, but whatever. Making it work, picking up people's garbage on the way. So, after spending about, 3 days now hiking around Gros Morne, I did Tablelands on Tuesday. It is now Saturday. So no, more than that. I am doing my last hike of my trip here, called Snug Harbor in western Brook Pond. See behind me, which is the giant fjord that you typically associate with Gros Morne. One thing is, to do the hike, you gotta cross the river. So, it's about knee deep, but I'm making my way across now. I'll, yeah. See you guys on the other side. I just woke up at Snug Harbor. I camped out here overnight. Well, I mentioned what I did past few days. So I got to Gros Morne on Sunday night and then woke up here on Monday. Then I hiked the Tablelands on Tuesday after doing a little warm-up hike Monday afternoon. And then after that, I did a smaller but still pretty long and nice hike called Green Gardens along the coast. Then following that on Thursday, I did a hike called Baker's Brook Falls, which was absolutely beautiful. It was long and through the marshes, but at the end of it, you get these really, really cool waterfalls. And along that hike, just at the end of it, I met this couple named Sean and Liddy, and we ended up hanging out for a little while, and I invited them to join me and see if they wanted to do Gros Morne Mountain with me, and they did. And so we camped out overnight, Thursday night, and then Friday we hiked Gros Morne Mountain together, which was a very hard and long hike, to say the least. It's easily one of the hardest hikes I've done so far. Yeah, and then they took off, went our separate ways, and now I just did Snug Harbor yesterday on Saturday, and camped out here overnight. Now it's Sunday morning, and I'm getting ready to hike my way back towards the van, pack the rest of my stuff up. Thinking about doing a boat tour. We'll see whether or not I actually do it. And now I'm probably going to drive up north to check out the Viking settlement at L'Anse aux Meadows and hopefully see some icebergs. So I just finished doing probably the most touristy part of my trip so far. I did the boat tour of Western Brook Pond, and it was pretty beautiful. It's basically a landlocked fjord. It was a valley that was carved up by glaciers, hundreds of millions of years ago. And once all the glaciers were treated, it left this giant valley that filled with seawater. And then after a while, the land rose up and headed off from the sea.
And once it was cut off from the sea, then fresh water slowly replaced salt water, and now it's essentially a giant lake, but that looks very similar to the fjords you'd find in Norway. So it wasn't an easy decision to make, but I've decided I'm going to skip going up the northern peninsula and going to Lost Meadows. As cool as it would have been to see the Viking settlement and hopefully see some icebergs, the reality is it's a 4-hour drive from where I am just to get there. The Viking settlement itself is probably only about half an hour to 45 minutes of visiting. And according to the maps, it's not very likely I'm going to be seeing an iceberg anyways if I go up there right now. So 8 hours round trip with how expensive gas is in Newfoundland just isn't worth it. I'd be cutting into my time in Cape Breton Highlands and in Bay of Fundy either way if I went up north. So 8 hours of driving for 45 minutes around a Viking settlement and another $100 in gas just isn't worth it. So anyways, I think that's going to be it for the Newfoundland and Gros Morne part of the trip. Thanks for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. You might notice I haven't put as many time lapses in. That's because I've decided to put them all together in their own standalone video. I think they're just that much better that way. So I encourage you to go check that out. I'll be linking it right here. So go ahead and check that out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, my name is Eric Chernishenko, and this has been Advantures. See you next time. Bye.